dan Tawaduk Syukur Ramadan TV2.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Hello On To, your only live English talk show here on RTM. Today is the 7th of July. It's a Monday. We hope you had a good weekend. And of course, the whole of Malaysia is saddened by the news of the passing of the late Datuk Sharifah Aini, who passed away on Saturday morning. We are still quite sad, because she's still relatively young, 61 years old, dying of, respiratory problems. The veteran singer, actually, we all know her as Kak Pa. She was actually admitted in the ICU in the hospital in Petaling Jaya for lung infection, and her physician actually said that who was actually treating the crooner described her condition as a rare one, which had caused the hardening or scarring of the lungs. So Kak Pa Sharifah Aini, who turned 61 last Wednesday, just a few days before she passed on, was diagnosed with lung fibrosis, and also known as the interstitial lung disease 2 years ago. And the legendary singer, who actually won a talent competition in Singapore in 1968, took the entertainment by storm the following year in 1969 with her first album. And guess what? The singer actually had released 100 albums, including 8 of those that are in English. Now, we are also still in the midst of Ramadan, and if you are still looking for good places to eat, I am going to list down to you the top 10 Ramadan bazaars or bazaar Ramadans here in the Klang Valley. Just go to the ones in Kelana Jaya near Giant, as well as the Bazaar Ramadan in Bangsa near the mosque, in Taman Melawati, and also the Kampung Baru, which is also near the mosque, Jalan Tunku Abdul Rahman, or Jalan Tar they call it, as well as the one in PJSS 18, you should go to there, as well as the Bazaar TTDI, Taman Tun Dr. Ismail, specifically Jalan Tun Muhammad Fuad, Bazaar Stadium Shah Alam, Bazaar Pantai Dalam, which is somewhere here near in RTM, and also Bazaar Section 16 in Bandar Baru Bangi. Well, that's it for me at the moment. Please stay tuned for more updates from us, especially with the topics we're going to discuss at hand. And speaking of which, we are still having the World Cup fever. And we have none other than Double D and Annie in the house as well to tell us more about the updates. Hey.
Thank you. All right.
Hey.
So how have you been, Jamil?
Tired.
So enjoying the Bazaar Ramadan.
I'm here.
It's the combination of Ramadan. It's the combination of
What do you
Ramadan
mean?
and World Cup, Well,
You just crossing over there. I'm here.
Annie, how are you doing today?
I'm good. It's good to have you in
Thank
the
you very
show.
much.
And yes, let's get into the World Cup now. Zamil gave you the lowdown scoop on the food and where the areas are. Double D is going to give us the lowdown scoop on what's happening with the World Cup. We know that last four standing.
Yes, last four indeed before we actually hit the finals and the third, fourth placing. But this weekend as well, we actually had lots of interesting incidents that happened that took place during the quarterfinals, that is.
That's right.
First up, let's take a look at the match between Argentina and also, you know who, right?
Yes.
Belgium.
It
was
away.
a disappointing match. Now, during the semi-finals, the quarterfinals, sorry for that, everyone was expecting high-scoring matches, but that didn't quite happen. Lots of teams just decided to put one goal that was scored into the 8th minute of the game, at the kickoff, and that was it. Pretty much, that's all the goal that was scored throughout that match. But otherwise, lots of shots were taken by both teams towards the goal mouth, including Lionel Messi's brilliant free kick that missed the post. Looks like the post was a problem.
That's true. The post was a problem, but you can't do much on the post anyway.
But anyway, that match ended at a 1-0. Argentina will advance to semi-finals. Next up, Brazil and Colombia.
Aren't you happy
the favorites.
about this?
I'm not very happy because
Why?
I may be upset because this is probably the last time I'm going to be wearing this jacket on set. Because without Neymar with the team, because he suffered from a fractured vertebra,
that's right.
thanks to a tackle from a Colombian.
Pretty bad though, I have to say.
Yes, and his physician said that he might be out of the scene for at least 6 months.
All right, so let's talk about this. Now, Neymar being the GoldenEye boy of Brazil, he's out of the whole team. So what are the chances for Brazil? I know this is your favorite team, so let's talk about this.
I mean, winning despite putting them at shame. I mean, 2-1 was a brilliant match. Both teams played brilliantly, but that tackle was something the FIFA officials and also the team are actually finding it very hard to accept.
Right.
But the guy who actually gave Need his back is actually under investigation by the officials and FIFA itself.
Was that on purpose, we think?
Well, everyone just wants to get the key players out. Like right now, Brazil would be considered handicapped without Neymar.
That's right.
He's a set player. He decides on what happens. And he's not only, how do I say this, bolot and score. He sets up the ball for his teammates as long as the whole team gets to the next stage.
Yeah, so pretty strategic person there, and he got booted out. Unfortunately, we're just wishing him all the best, and hopefully, he's back again in the game sometime in future. But what are the standing chances for Brazil right now, since they are actually going to be up against Germany?
Brazil will take on Germany. Now, I've been telling from the first day I started the Hot FIFA segment that my pick for the finals would be Germany will meet the Netherlands.
You've got to change your...
Well, never mind. That's my prediction, though. But looks like that might just happen.
Yeah.
Because now Germany will actually meet Brazil in the semi-finals. But right now, let's move along quickly with Germany against France, the match, the other quarterfinal match that took place as well.
That's right. Now that was an interesting game.
Very much interesting.
Yeah.
But Robin van Persie, Germany's star-studded players were actually expecting a 3-1 win, but that didn't happen.
All right.
They again settled for a 1-0 victory, which actually made them continue into this tournament to the semi-finals.
Okay, I have to ask you this. Now,
Yes.
Germany, they are very key players at the moment. We remember the Germany-Algeria game.
Yes.
They got a major run for the ball. The whole thing was amazing because people were glued to the TV to see this whole Germany-Algeria fight. But what's going to happen right now? What do you think?
I'm not a pundit though, but if you ask me right now...
I consider you a pundit at the moment.
Well, the Germans, as much as the Argentines and also the Dutch, they have all want to actually bring the cup back home.
Right.
But that is going to be quite a difficult task. Like, for instance, Argentina, it's been 24 years since they reached the semi-final stage of the World Cup.
Right.
Now, tell me they don't want to bring the cup back home.
I'm sure they do.
And just like Brazil, with or without Neymar being the host nation, and also troubled time when the whole Brazil nation had to fork out money to build all this infrastructure to host the World Cup.
That's right.
There are a lot of protests about that as well.
Oh, yes, there is. I mean, that's the other part of the game. Let's talk about Netherlands.
The Dutch team.
Yes.
With all the key
What's the
players there.
chances?
Iron Robin van Persie. 90 minutes, 0-0. What's up, y'all? And then extra time. What the Dutch coach did, the dying minutes of the extra time was brilliant.
There you go.
To actually substitute the goalkeeper.
I have to say, I mean, like I always say, I'm not a football person, but what I noticed really from all these games for the World Cup this year, everyone's into extra time. So it's that extra time that really earns them.
I think, personally, the goalposts, they've increased the height because everybody shot during this match found his way to the post, but the back of the net.
That's right.
90 minutes, 0-0.
Yeah.
Extra time, 0-0.
Yes.
And thanks to that switch the Dutch boss did for his goalkeeper, which actually earned them the spot into the semi-finals. The Dutch keeper actually managed to disallow 2 goals for the opposing team. He saved 2 goals and they were ecstatic. You should have seen the match yourself. But otherwise, it was a very high-paced, high-energy match between both these teams. And I guess pretty much that sums it all. The last 4 teams to the semi-finals. Brazil will meet Germany and the Dutch will meet the Argentines.
Argentina.
Yep.
Argentina, Netherlands, Brazil, Germany. This is the standing at the moment. So you have the semi-finals. These are the last standing for who knew? Who knew? Because there were a lot of potential players and a lot of potential teams out there.
Sad to see them go out.
I know, it was very sad to see them go out. A lot of potential key players were actually booted out as well, mainly because of certain situations. And
never know, Annie, because it might be just like an Ultraman story.
Oh.
Suddenly Neymar said, I've got the power, and then he'll be there in the finals.
You'd like that. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
We would love to see that happen. Well,
All
I
right,
guess
everyone.
that's it.
So there you go. Yes, last four standing teams. That's it. The pundit has spoken. I
Hey, I'm
take
not
him
a
as a
pundit, I'm
pundit.
just
There you go.
a fanboy.
He's my pundit. So there you go. If you have something you want to say about these games that are coming up, you know what? Give us a little comment on our Facebook, Hello On To Facebook. It's always there. Meanwhile, stay with us because we do have very interesting topics coming up. Today, we want to talk about something very close to a lot of our hearts. We're talking about the crimes against disabled people. And we are also talking about Bursa Marketplace, which is a new thing. We, meanwhile, have a couple of other topics coming your way. So stay with us. 2282-8578-8579 Malaysia. Hello On To is here. Join us.
Yep, that's Hot Jobs brought to you by mystarjobs.com. All giving you all the possibilities in terms of what is available in terms of the job availabilities.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tips on what you should look out for, as we always say, what you, as the person going in for an interview, what you should look out for when you see potential employees,
Yep.
employers. Sorry.
That's
So
right.
if you want to know about your resume tips, you want to know what to wear, what not to wear,
Yep.
how to behave, how
Yep.
strong a handshake or eye contact it should be.
That's right.
mystarjobs.com is
That's
the
right.
place for you to check it out.
That's right. So mystarjobs.com giving you endless possibilities in terms of giving all the vacancies,
True.
job vacancies, as well as giving some tips. Yeah.
All right, now from there, we jump on to something else which is very interesting, actually. I mean, it's ka-ching again. So if you want to know this new concept that's coming in, so you might want to get a listen to our guests in the studios. We've got with us Mr. Goban Arasu, Senior Executive Vice President, Strategic Business Development from Bursa Malaysia, to tell us a little bit more about Bursa Marketplace, everyone's market in your pocket. Oh, I like
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Good afternoon,
Thank you.
Mr.
Good
Goban.
afternoon.
How are you?
Thank you for having me up here.
Our
and
pleasure.
it's really quite exciting. I want to talk a little bit about something Bursa Marketplace.
What is it all about? Yeah?
Well, Bursa Marketplace is actually a first time in the world that an exchange has put out a kind of a comprehensive site.
Okay.
Okay.
The site really tries to bring together knowledge, information, trading ideas, so that people can then come to one place to see what is happening in the market, as well as learn a little bit about trading. I'd like to talk about the second thing, which is we've started this thing called a fantasy football as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of exciting and it's kind of new right now. So if I just talk a little bit about fantasy football first, then I'll go back to Bursa Marketplace itself. Is that all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
sure.
Okay.
Because we
So-
are still talking about football.
Yes, I thought I would
Yeah, we just
grab
came
it
in from
while
that.
we
Yeah.
still had the chance.
Double D just
Well-
gave us a little rundown on
Yeah,
what's going to
That's
happen.
right. So we have something called fantasy football. It started in, of course, when World Cup started. The idea behind fantasy football is, and why Bursa Malaysia is in this, is really so that you think like a trader when you enter the game called fantasy football. We started this to try and get people to do three things. Basically, trade players, like they trade stocks, build teams like they build portfolios,
Right.
Oh, wow.
and predict futures or predict games like they buy futures. And today you still stand a chance to
Right.
win up to 125,000 ringgits worth of prizes. Of course, the game is, as you can see on the screen,
Yep.
the game is basically going to end when football ends.
Yeah.
But I want to highlight to one last thing, which is we have a theme that's running, a campaign that's running. If the camera can zoom in, we
Yeah.
have a hard disk
Okay.
that is being given out to the first 30 people
All right.
who get what we call friend get friend.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So if you get up to 10 people,
Right.
30 hard disks are available. And it started on the 5th, and it will be, the first
Ending,
30 people.
yeah.
Yeah.
500 gigs worth.
yeah, I
Yes,
know that's
correct.
pretty good. All
Correct.
right.
So the question really asks, why are we in this game?
Yeah.
As I said, we're here to try and capture a new retail.
Yeah.
Traditionally, the people who buy and sell stocks
Yeah.
are the ones who have had the courage or the appetite to go in there.
That's
Yeah.
right.
What we wanted to do was inspire the youth, particularly the youth.
They are the online youth.
Exactly.
The online generation, right?
Correct,
Yeah, yeah.
correct. Malaysia is very active in Twitter, very active in Facebook. So to start a journey of playing football and then, trading and buying and building teams, you naturally learn life lesson skills, which become part of the courage to be able to trade on the stock market. And to us, that was the journey we wanted to start on.
Right.
And we're hoping that everybody will play with that. So that
how young can they start?
Okay, good question. Anybody can play, but to be eligible to win, you have to be 18 years old
All right.
and Malaysian and or PR.
Oh, okay.
And that's to win prizes.
Right.
And there are about 49 prizes.
Okay. So it's throughout, but it's finishing soon, as you mentioned.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sunday midnight is the last match. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I like what your pundits have come up with. I thought that was kind of cool. I'm going to take some of those ideas for myself. I think at this stage, if you kind of build a team as if they are those last 2 or 3 that your pundits talked about,
Yep.
and you relate it to the current team, you still kind of win a chance, maybe to win.
All
It's
right.
of course diminishing with time.
Right.
So get in the game and start playing. At the very least, get the hard disk.
Well, why not, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, how unique is this from, let's just say, other things? As you mentioned, this is like the
Yes.
first time it is. So,
Good.
what's the unique factor about this thing?
I think if I first talk about the fantasy football, then go back to Bursa Marketplace.
Sure.
Yeah.
The normal fantasy football, you start at the beginning, you stand a chance to win.
Yes.
For us here, when you start in stage 2 or even later, you also get the chance to win what we call stage 2 prizes or knockout prizes.
Okay.
That's unique. But again, I want to connect this all back to why we started this journey. We wanted to talk about Bursa Marketplace.
Yeah.
And Bursa Marketplace is really knowledge that we've kind of encapsulated in one place. Today, you have the chance of reading over 3,000 research reports. There are talks a little bit about what the stock does and what are key value propositions. And I think, as simple as a video of what a stock market is, people don't understand stock markets. My
Yeah.
son asked me several times, and I've tried to explain it, and I think after about 3 or 4 times, I've successfully done so.
Okay.
And learning about what a stock market does, why is it important? I mean, imagine, for us, it's all about giving the opportunity for anybody to enjoy from the economic benefit of the country. And the stock market represents the largest part of the economic market. So for a young person who has 500 ringgit,
Yeah.
he or she can buy the top 30 stocks via something called an ETF
Okay.
Okay.
and enjoy the long-term benefit of those top 30 stocks. And frankly, the top 30 stocks represents a large part of the stock market and therefore the economy.
Mr.
So
Govind-
it's a great accessible way to enjoy from economic benefits of the country's growth.
If I may, when you say 500 ringgit and you invest into the stocks, and again, you're targeting the younger generation at the moment because the
Correct.
ones who regularly play, they're used to it. They
Correct.
know exactly what they want. They know what are the stocks they want. But when you say top 30 stocks, those are exactly not the cheapest of the stocks.
No,
to start
exactly
with.
what I just said. There is a product
Right.
that is constructed called an ETF, Exchange Traded Fund,
Okay.
which has constructed from the top 30 stocks and made it into a small accessible unit,
All right.
which is worth 500 ringgit.
Which is why they are able to invest in that.
Correct.
Okay.
And there are some banks who have started this journey where you can put a little bit, invest, and put a little bit over a period of time. So imagine if you earn about 2,000-3,000 ringgit, you know, saving 25% is actually
It's
good
pretty
advice.
Yeah, that's
Put
true.
it there.
That's true.
And the story goes, if you invest that 30 years from now, we're not asking you to buy and sell every day.
Yeah.
Buy and invest. At the very least, you have a benefit
Yeah.
over a long period of time. So what we're trying to do is encourage people through Bursa Marketplace to say that there is a lot of products.
Yeah.
What we coin as something for everyone.
Again, how young can they start? Because
I
you are
think-
trying to
yeah.
engage the youth, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Can their parents do for them? You know,
Absolutely,
open
absolutely.
up
Some
what
of
do you
the
call that,
brokers-
a CDS account or something. like that?
Absolutely
Yeah?
right. Very
Yeah.
good question.
Okay.
There are some people who have started very, very young.
Okay.
They hold an account in trust, and that bank provides those facilities.
Okay.
So to have your individual account, you have to be 18 years old.
Of
But
course.
to have an account in trust with the parents, you can start much younger. And I
1 year
think
old.
2 days ago, why not?
Why not?
Yeah,
Why
well, if it's
not?
under the parents, then
if
why
the
not?
parents
Yes.
can afford
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah, why not?
Exactly.
So they can become trust fund babies.
You are way ahead.
Absolutely.
You're getting a lot of ideas today.
No, I think he's got it
on-
right,
yeah.
right on the nail.
All I need is the mullah to start.
So, you know, it's a great opportunity to
Yeah.
access something that people traditionally got, you know, concerned or afraid.
Yeah.
You know,
the
so-
safety of your investment, I think that's the biggest concern people
Precisely.
have. And what with the trying times that we're going into, people say, is it safe for me to actually put my money?
Well, you know, Malaysia got rated 4th best in the world for investor protection.
Wow, okay.
So we are generally a safe
too
haven.
bad then.
And, you know, there are stocks which are, you know, a little bit more risky.
Yeah.
There are products that are a little bit more risky. But, you know, again, all of these are made available through Bursa Marketplace. And what we are trying to do is tell you that you should start your investment journey. And there is no better way than to access something that's safe. There is, for instance, 2 years ago, we launched a product called an exchange traded bond.
Right.
And it's a government guaranteed bond, Dana Infra. It's guaranteed by government. It's a very, very safe instrument. It's safe to the extent that it is provided it's guaranteed by the government of Malaysia. And you can access it, you know, quite easily. And it provides quite a healthy interest rate. I believe it's about 4%, and the latest one is around 5%.
Right.
So it's, you know, all you need is to get past the courage,
Yeah.
Yep.
see the facts, and make those decisions. And I tell you, it's better than your
Is it-
savings account.
Is it also community-based where a lot of people can help each other with the in terms
Correct.
of information?
Correct. We have a bunch of 40 people who are called opinion leaders in the same site,
Right.
who are developing a community of their own. Obviously, they have clients that they serve. So we've made that available.
Okay.
And again, some of the tools that we have made available in there are unique in the world. First time in the world.
All right.
Something we call Alpha Factor, which provides ranking of all the stocks by 5 dimensions. Again, I would urge people to see the videos.
Yeah.
Yep.
Videos as simple as what is a stock market.
That's right.
Videos as interesting as how to use the website. Specifically, video number 5.
Yep. Open up a CDS account. to start
Correct.
with.
Exactly. There's actually a site on how to get started. What do we call the 1, 2, 3s of getting started?
Okay.
And it talks about
it's
opening
all
a
there.
CDS account.
Yeah.
It's all there.
All right.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Just go try, have fun, and
At the same time, there's also the fantasy football that
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
there you
stand
go.
the chance
So
to win.
That's right, that's
Yep.
right.
all in one, isn't
Yep.
it?
Yes.
All that and more on bursamarketplace.com. That
That's
is the
right.
website, right?
So if they want to get more information, just go to bursamarketplace.com.
Correct.
Okay.
And if you don't understand, there's a help at the bottom. Just contact us.
Okay,
Okay,
there you
cool.
go. So it's as easy as that. It's there. It's in within the grasp of your hands. So if you can, then check them out. And who knows, you might just be investing for the future of your future or even your children's future.
Yep. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Mr.
Mr.
Goban,
Goban.
for coming.
Thank you
It's a
so
Pleasure
much.
being here. Thank you. for
Once
being
again,
here.
we'd like to say a big thank you to Mr. Goban Arasu, Senior Executive, Vice President, Strategic Business Development from Bursa Malaysia. There you
That's
go.
right.
All right.
We are going to take a short break and we'll be right back with another topic for the day. Don't go
Stay
away.
with us.
Saksikan aksi Piala Dunia di TV1, TV2 dan TVI bersama Ali Cafe yang diperkayakan dengan tongkat Ali. Mulai 13 Jun hingga 14 Julai, Ali Cafe membekalkan anda kecergasan berganda serta aksi-aksi hebat dalam setiap perlawanan bola sepak bertaraf dunia. Tunggu apa lagi? Nikmatilah setiap perlawanan bola sepak bersama dengan Ali Cafe. Ali Cafe, kuat kecergasan berganda.
3 bintang bola sepak
sepanjang 13 Jun hingga 14 Julai. 32 pasukan, 32 hari sambutan dengan 3 cita rasa pilihan. Mari bersamba bersama Coco Pie dalam bersama meraihkan pertarungan gergasi bola sepak dunia di TV1, TV2 dan TVI. Piala Dunia FIFA 2014 bersama Coco Pie, pie coklat dengan marshmallow.
Hi, we're Upin and Ipin. Join us to support the 7 World Summit on Media for the 21st Century Children from 8 till 10 September 2014 in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Let's make it happen. For more details, visit wsmc2014.org.
Piala Dunia FIFA 2014 semakin rancak. Sambaria, program yang menghimpunkan kuis mingguan, kuis terkumpul, info dan bicara bola sepak serta pelbagai aktiviti menarik dibawakan untuk anda. Peluang untuk anda menangi hadiah-hadiah yang menarik. Jangan lupa, secara langsung Sambaria setiap Jumaat dan Sabtu 12:30 malam di TV2. Semarakkan semangat bola bersama Sambaria. Rio to Malaysia, mari bersamba.
Hey kids, looking for a new toy? Well, the boys who enjoy a thrilling game of high energy and adrenaline-filled fun with their friends will be in for a treat of a lifetime this holiday season. The world's leading toy manufacturer Mattel introduces Boomco in Malaysia, bringing a new style and attitude to the realm of active play.
It's all about, getting kids out to have active play, imaginative play. And Boomco is exactly that. It's all about promoting boys to, get into the action, sweat it out. Don't just sit in front of the TV all the time or, play with gadgets. So, we introduced this so that boys can get out there and just have a blast.
Boomco blasters are a groundbreaking innovation in blaster technology and aims to set the trend in providing children with opportunities to engage in active play, focusing on agility and adrenaline-fueled action.
We make sure that all our toys go through extensive safety regulations, US safety standards, and then we do research. So this has been designed for more than 3 years to make sure it meets all the safety standards.
It's a strategy game which can be useful, and it's also useful in 2 ways, like to help you with your strategy, and it also can be very fun to play with a large group of friends.
Boomco innovative smart stick darts, targets and shields combined with high-performance blasters give the kids a revolutionary new blaster experience that challenges them to get outside and play. It is believed that all it takes to inspire kids to create countless new ways to play in a world where imagination meets action.
You can play with your friends, you can play with anyone. At least it keeps you outdoor and be healthy and all. It's not that dangerous, it doesn't hurt, but girls might think it will hurt a lot, but then I don't think so.
Boomco will be supported by a strong digital presence on popular platforms where fans can continue to engage and interact with the brand and each other. For captivating thrills, the Boomco YouTube channel offers pulse-pounding content such as blaster in-action videos, cool behind-the-scenes footages, and more.
Oh, wow.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you're watching us, Annie and Zamil, on this Monday afternoon. And yes, our second topic of the day is something to do with education.
Yes.
And I think this is high time for you to put your Spanish lessons to good use.
I knew you were going to do that.
Yes.
I knew you were going to do that.
All I can do is hola.
¿Cómo estás? All right, now let's see. We're talking about the Mohican Scholarship and Mobility Exchange. Yes, it's a exchange for senior students or even students who aspire to go to Mexico to study. This is an opportunity for you. You might want to listen out to this. Let's welcome our guest in the studios. We've got with us, right next to Zamil, Associate Professor Dr. Yazrina Yahya, who's the Deputy Director of the International Relations Centre, UKM, as well as, of course, Paula Estefania Gallegos Galeana, Cultural Academic and PR Assistant Assistant Embassy of Mexico. Did I say that right?
You said it perfectly.
Oh,
Oh, wonderful.
See, I knew it was okay.
All I know is hola.
Buenas tardes.
So tell us about this program, this scholarship program.
Okay, I think probably the best to speak about the scholarship will be Paula.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, because mine will be more on the mobility exchange of students.
Okay,
Right.
sure.
All right. So the government of Mexico, through our Agency for International Development Cooperation, offers scholarships for international students. Okay, we have two programs. One is a special grant program, and the other one is the academic program. The special grant, we have 6 categories for visiting professors, for high-level conferences, for specialists in Mexican studies, for artists, journalists, and specialists in education. So we have, these are short programs, and basically the government of Mexico pays for a monthly stipend for your stay in Mexico and for the flight ticket. So that will be like particularly interesting, like for you guys that work like in media.
Yeah.
And, like,
You had me at artists.
yeah, no, and for artists as well.
You
That's
just had me in Mexico. That's it.
you have, like, if you are a painter and you always wanted to go to paint like the Mayan ruins,
Yeah.
like you can apply, and the
Oh,
government
wow.
of Mexico will actually like pay for you to go there, so you can produce your art.
Oh, okay.
On the academic side, we have scholarships for graduate studies for Malaysians, and basically we have over 70 higher education institutions that are the top ones in Mexico
Wow.
that offer a wide range of programs that are all certified by our National Council of Science and Technology. So basically the programs are like for the very, very best that Mexico has to offer in its academic world, and it's open for Malaysians to apply. Deadline, very important, 31st of July.
not
It's
too far
coming
away,
soon.
okay.
And for the special grant is on 29th of August.
Okay.
I have to say that 2014 is the 40th anniversary of the relationship between Mexico and Malaysia.
Yay.
So for us, it will be an amazing way to celebrate
Fantastic.
that some candidates go to Mexico
Yeah.
to either one of the special programs or to do a PhD or master's degree, specialization in medicine, or any kind of a graduate research program. That's what basically it's covered through the scholarships. So right now we don't have any mobility programs by the government of Mexico, but we are collaborating through our universities, and one of our main programs that we have right now with mobility is with UKM.
UKM. Okay.
Right.
So
That's where
moving on to
UKM
Dr.
comes
Yasmina.
in.
Yes.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the mobility program itself, Doctor.
Now, if I'm going to promote about this particular mobility program, this is for any of Malaysian students open to the IPTA, the local public universities, and also the private universities.
Okay.
Right.
All right, from the second year students up to the third year or the fourth year students, and also to the young staff.
What about previous graduates like us?
If you can
But not
find,
from UKM.
if you can find the fund, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Okay,
Right.
because basically this is a summer program.
Yeah.
All right, it's going to span around from 26 August to 15 September. You'll be spending 3 weeks in Mexico.
Okay.
You know, learning about depending. There are 4 courses altogether.
Right.
One is on the social science. The other one is on engineering.
Okay.
And then one on business and international business. And another one is on the hospitality, and also let me see, I forgot about it. Hospitality, gastronomy, and cuisine.
Food.
Gastronomy, you had him there. Okay, food. Okay. So literally within the 3 weeks, what will happen is we are seeking for 40 students, undergraduate or young staff who wants to go to Mexico and learn about these 4 topics. All right, so each of them, 10 of them will go to different universities.
Okay.
All
But
right.
they have to be from like-minded background, yes?
Yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, because they are going to improvise. I mean, they're going to learn about what they learned over here.
True.
Right.
But in the Mexico, what do you call that?
Structure.
Environment.
Yeah, structure.
Yeah.
So then they bring that knowledge back here and then
Yes.
expand upon it.
Expand upon it.
All right.
Yeah. So literally next time around, if they wish to work in Mexico, or they wish to work in Latin America, they've already
Yeah.
got that particular knowledge.
So this exchange program is only available for current UKM students?
No,
No.
It's
as I
open
say, it's
to
open to everyone.
Everyone.
Even from public universities
yes,
as
even
well.
public universities.
Okay.
Because, you know,
as long as they are still studying.
as
in
long
the
as they're
university.
still studying,
Right.
or they are the young staff of the academics. Why we open it to the young staff is because that we want this young staff to have the experience and also to bring their university's name and pulled up collaborations with the universities in Mexico. Because as you know, Paula was saying, it was a 40th year of bilateral relationship
Right.
Yeah.
between Malaysia, and it has been bilateral.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
are trying to expand on the education side, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
So
you
that's the
said
whole
young
idea.
staff, doctor. I'm quite sure my staff are doing like RTM staff can.
How much does it cost?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, literally, it's a little bit expensive
Okay.
in Malaysian money.
Yeah.
All right, because partly is because the tickets to Mexico would cost you cheapest would be about 7,000 to 8,000.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, that is to Mexico because you have to fly either from KL to Amsterdam,
Yeah.
Amsterdam
From their
to
connecting flights.
connecting
Yeah.
flights, or via Japan. So
I
impossible to
see.
do it.
Right.
So
And
that's
plus
on the
3 weeks in Mexico.
plus
right?
3
Yeah.
weeks. Everything is not
Provided
sponsored,
for?
provided for,
Okay.
but you have to pay for the fees,
Okay.
which would cost you about $2,500 US
But
dollars.
accommodation, everything is
Everything
taken
is
care
covered.
of.
It's taken
Okay.
care of.
All right.
So overall cost, if they were
Overall cost, you would say about, okay, it's less than 20,000.
less than
Less than
20,000.
20,000, definitely.
All right. And this is a summer.
This is a summer program.
Summer program.
So what I would advise the students if they want to apply, because we have already sent out letters, to all the universities,
Right.
The public and also the private universities.
Right.
What you do is for them to contact their international office or international relations center. And they can find actually, because some universities like UKM particularly, we have a foundation.
Right.
We don't give all.
Yep.
Okay, let's say if it would cost you, let's say 18,000. We
Yeah.
don't give all.
Right.
We give you probably 10,000.
Okay.
The rest of 8,000
You have to come up.
find.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's fair
Yeah.
enough because you know you don't want to just
Yeah.
give them everything. They
Yeah.
need to work for it to
Exactly.
appreciate
Yeah.
what
To
they're getting.
appreciate,
Yes,
yeah.
that's
And it's
true.
also to build up the entrepreneurship kind of thing.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So that you'll be able to know how to get money to
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
And I think this exchange program is a good teaser or preview.
That's true.
Once you make your decision to go and study in Mexico.
Yes.
And like you said earlier, this scholarship program is only open for those who already have their degrees
Yes,
that's been
this
done here
is
in Malaysia.
For, it's
right?
for graduate students. This
Okay.
is for masters and PhD. The
So that's
academic.
for us.
Right.
It's at least, it's a duration of 2 years, and it's
Okay.
very important to know that even if you don't speak Spanish, you can still go.
Okay.
Because
He's
the
happy.
scholarship, the scholarship includes a 6-month course of Spanish
Oh.
and Mexican culture that you will take previous to the beginning of your studies.
I'm
so
happy.
by the time you start, you already know how to speak Spanish, and not only
Fantastic.
Spanish, but you are very aware of Mexican culture.
Right.
So that's
Okay.
6 months,
Yep.
and it's all included. And for masters, the government of Mexico is giving the equivalent, more or less, around 550 USD a month.
Okay.
And for PhD, is about the equivalent of 700 USD.
Right.
But it's all given in Mexican pesos, so
I
this
have-
is just an
I
approximate.
have to ask you this to both Dr. Yasrina and Paula. One of you can take this question. When you have candidates who apply for this, one, you'll find gung-ho candidates who say, yes, Mexico, here I come. I'm going to go enjoy this. I'm going to have a fantastic exposure.
Yes.
However, do you find them coming back? How do you now monitor them to ensure they actually impart the knowledge and
Yep.
are actually working in the same field?
Yeah. Have they this?
Okay.
I mean, have they started and have they come back and to give you feedback?
Let me tell you, like in UKM itself, since 2012, we've got like about, let me see, 322, which is 7 students who actually went to Mexico
Okay.
in different years, starting 2012.
All right, okay.
All right, and they come from different backgrounds. Some come from science and technology, some from not engineering, social science. Yeah, and that, so what happened was that when they went, they learned for the mobility, they learned about the culture in Mexico.
Right.
All right, they practice Spanish.
Okay.
They learn Spanish a little bit. They learn about, because there's a lot of indigenous community over
That's
there.
right.
Right.
So they experience all that. So when they come back,
And the food too, right?
and the food too, definitely, definitely.
cannot let go of
the
the food.
nachos,
Into
the
Zamil.
guacamole.
Thinking about enchiladas and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so what happened is when they came back, or of course, when, because they went under the UKM flag.
Right.
Right. So they are bonded to UKM. We make them as a student ambassador. All right. So their confidence level is slightly higher.
Okay.
All right. And what they do is some of them actually make connections with the Mexican students.
Okay, fantastic.
Fantastic. Yeah. And now some of them actually has graduated. Quite a few has graduated, and they're working with international companies.
Okay, so they are able to impart
Yes.
the knowledge that they
Yes,
gained.
and that's very important.
Yeah.
It is very important because that's, I mean, the goal of the Mexican government by giving this scholarship to international students is actually like Mexico has to strengthen its role as a global actor.
Yeah.
You know, we have a responsibility in the global community, and we are very committed to the formation of human capital that is highly skilled.
So what's the first step? How do you know whether you are eligible
All right.
to go
First,
to Mexico?
you have to be the
Malaysian.
Malaysian embassy is just receiving applications
That's right.
from Malaysians.
So you need to have a bachelor's degree
yes,
holder?
having a bachelor's degree, you having a good GPA, is that how it's called?
Yes, GPA, yes.
Oh,
GPA. In Mexico, we have a different grading system.
Okay.
So it's minimum 8, which I think it's approximate like 3 or 3.2.
Okay,
3.0.
Yeah.
You'll be able to get it.
Yes.
It means you being away from the show.
Yeah. Well.
I can cross over.
Yes.
Maybe you can apply for the grant for press. Yeah, but very important. You can contact the Embassy of Mexico. Or can I give my phone number?
Sure.
It's
And the website
03 2164-6362.
Okay.
And my email is pgallegos
Okay.
at mexico.
And the website?
.my. We're on Facebook under Embassy of Mexico in Malaysia. And yeah, please call. I think somewhere they will put that my email on the screen.
Yeah, I think that's there on the screen right now. There you go. That's Paula's email. Only email her for information. Scholarships. All right.
Everything related to scholarships.
Thank you to both of you. Thank you so much. So yes, if you're aspiring to go to Mexico, if you're aspiring to go and enjoy the culture, the studies, the environment, this is what you need to do. Get into the program.
Well, this is a two-pronged thing. You know, it's either you go for a 3-week
mobility
program,
mobility program,
which is an exchange program, or you can apply straight away and just go there.
Get that 2 years,
2 years worth,
and come back being and just share the information with Annie and Zamil. All right, we have to say a big thank you to Dr. Yasrina as well as Paula for joining us and giving us this opportunity to come on air. Meanwhile, stay with us. We do have a very, very beautiful topic coming your way. We're going to talk about the
crime against the disabled
people or people with disabilities. I think that's how we should refer them as. So stay with us, 2282-8578-8579. Give us a call. Talk to us, Malaysia. We'll see you soon.
We'll be right back after this break.
Coco Pie sepanjang 13 Jun hingga 14 Julai, 32 pasukan, 32 hari sambutan dengan 3 cita rasa pilihan. Mari bersamba bersama Coco Pie dalam bersama meraihkan pertarungan gergasi bola sepak dunia di TV1, TV2 dan TVI. Piala Dunia FIFA 2014 bersama Coco Pie, pie coklat dengan marshmallow.
Kopi secara semulanya berasid. Tapi, Kopiku LA Coffee memang sesuai untuk saya. Terutamanya ketika bersahur. Ia satu-satunya kopi keluarga saya.
Aroma istimewa, rasanya pun enak.
Sesuai untuk kami dan ia halal.
Untuk berbuka puasa, Kopiku LA Coffee Ice memang sedap.
Saya pula suka Kopiku LA Coffee yang panas.
Selamat berbuka puasa bersama kopi yang sesuai dengan anda.
Bersedia untuk kuis perlawanan bola sepak terbesar dunia, Kuis Sambaria. Dengan kuis mingguan dan kuis terkumpul untuk memenangi hadiah keseluruhan bernilai lebih RM60,000. Hadiah kuis mingguan, barangan Coca-Cola, jam tangan Alexander Christie dan figura istimewa daripada Line. Hadiah kuis terkumpul, hadiah utama, sebuah skuter Modenas Elegance 200cc. Hadiah kedua, sebuah motosikal Modenas A115. Hadiah ketiga, sebuah motosikal Modenas EFI. Hadiah keempat dan kelima, 2 set teater rumah. Manakala hadiah keenam dan ketujuh, 2 buah TV LCD 40 inci. Rasai kehangatan Piala Dunia FIFA ini bersama RTM, Rio to Malaysia,
Where is the property market heading to? This is the million-dollar question asked by many. What is the new trend in the market? So many questions to be answered. For answers, look out for the Property Investment Convention this July. The 5th consecutive Property Investment Convention 2014 and exhibition with the theme The Future of Property Market, Where Do We Go From Here, organized by Wealth Mastery Academy, will be held on 12th and 13th of July in Sunway Pyramid Convention Centre.
For this conference, we are more focused on the futures of property markets, and also looking into the speakers will cover more on the investment strategies, what to do during these uncertain times of property markets. Yeah.
The convention is segmented into 3 areas: Property Expert Conference and Forum, Property Exhibition, and Public Seminars. Among the topics to be discussed will be how you can profit from these uncertain times, making big profit via land and commercial investment, will 2014 be the year of rising interest rate? How will this affect property prices? How to buy houses 20% off the market value in Malaysia. One of the other topics to be tackled would be how GST and its hidden cost will affect your investment. There will also be developers showcasing exclusive deals in the property exhibition, and admission to the exhibition is free.
Property investment convention slightly different from last 2 to 3 years. We add on new element to this section convention. First will be exhibitions. Exhibition is open for public. We have conference during this convention. It's a paid event, and we also have public seminars, which is free for public. So we encourage people, investors or new home buyers, come and visit our exhibitions and public seminar as well. And for those people who are still haven't get your tickets for the conference, you can grab our tickets in our websites, through our websites, www.wma.com/PIC 2014.
This year's convention, there will be public seminars organized, as well as having many experienced property investors and trainers, property industry players to share the experience and do their best to answer your questions regarding property investment.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you're watching us, Zamil and Annie, and we're talking about crime against the disabled, or we
people
say
with
people with
disabilities,
disabilities.
PWDs.
Yeah, and we have here a very special guest, a very familiar face. He came here 2 years ago, and he's now with us again. I would like to welcome Mr. Muhammad Fazli Fadila, who is the president of Muscle Tear Malaysia. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Welcome back to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Fazli, can we just jump right in? We're talking about crime against people with disabilities. Why is this a very important topic for you? I mean, we understand it, but we just want you to share the experience to the public.
Well, this crime against people with disabilities, because we are people with disability, we have a very limited mobility, and then also we are helpless, and then we become the target of the criminals nowadays.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then it's very important for the government or the people around us to help to prevent this crime against people like me. You know.
That's right. Yeah. And speaking from experience, maybe you could share what actually happened to you.
Oh yeah, I before this normally I have reflexologists friends came over to me, and then nurses attended to me, and then when my friend changed job and then he did not come over to my place, I was on my own.
All right.
So and then I ordered delivery service food, and when they saw me on wheelchair, so they would try to be chatty. Say, "Oh, are you? You know?" You said, "Oh, what happened to you? Are you renting this place?" Or I thought that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
So when they got to know a little bit about me, that I stay on my own.
Right.
So that's when they, have this notion. I thought, oh.
What can you do if they do something?
Exactly.
Right.
So I'm like helpless basically.
Right. Actually, it's very interesting. We are talking about the Zamil. I don't know whether you remember. There was a advertisement, sort of like an advert, infomercial on the screens, some time back where they showed how people with hearing disability was actually attacked by others or by thugs, mainly because one, they were deaf and dumb and they couldn't talk, and thus people targeted them. So this is pretty similar to what Fazli is talking about, isn't it?
We become the target.
You become easy prey.
Easily, yes.
And your concern is that now, in this day and age, modern technology and all that, our Malaysian society are still not so. What's the English word? Prihatin?
Sensitive, concerned,
really concerned with.
Sometimes the worry or they say it's just lip service. They say, but they don't really do it, or lack of empathy.
Right.
So like people for me, and then you can see it, maybe because most people on the wheelchair, they go out and then it's not a lack of visibility in the public.
Right.
So when people did not get to know this. People on wheelchair. So when they go out, they said no one. They can they can stare and then make
they
uncomfortable.
They make you look odd because
I don't feel comfortable
because of the fact that you look different from them.
Yes. Am I not a part of the society?
Right. Yeah. I think that's
you should see me beyond my disability.
Of course, definitely.
I need to ask you, from your point of view, do you think the streets of Malaysia or even the facilities you go to the shopping malls and all that, are they all disabled friendly?
If you go to the major shopping malls, yes, they are.
Major ones,
major one. Although it's basic, but now we have to move on from providing facilities to providing safety and safeguarding and prevention.
Okay, this is where you come in terms of Muscle Tear. So tell us a little bit about Muscle Tear Malaysia. Maybe just for the benefit of our viewers out there, what is Muscle Tear Malaysia?
Muscle Tear, I was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy or motor neuron disease, where all my muscles weakening and then I lost my physical ability. So I thought I was the only one. It's a rare disease.
Yeah.
So and then I come out and then I found 30 people from 30 people nationwide. So we formed this group, Muscle Tears, to give support to each other, to all these muscle dystrophy sufferers.
And they have the same condition as you?
More or less, yes.
More or less, but they're all wheelchair bound.
Yes.
They're all wheelchair bound. Okay, now this is us just throwing the phone line open to all of you out there. 2282 8578 8579. Malaysia, we'd like you to call in and talk to us about this. If there are family members in your family who may have similar problems, or if they've encountered similar problems, or even you want to share us a comment, please give us a call.
Or even generally wheelchair bound.
Yeah, wheelchair bound. Just give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. What is your thought on this? How can society, now the government is in one way, we have to tell them, yes, please help us in terms of security, but
what about organizations?
Community and organizations, how can they help?
I mean, you have to be aware or alert, and then so you have to be put empathy. If you have friends like me, and then don't neglect them or don't take us for granted. So and then form a group or like where you can depend on your friends. So sometimes being person with disability, I tend to you have to ask for help.
That's right.
I mean, but don't just for one person you outsource that till you're tired. You go and look because basically there are nice people out there.
Of course.
I read your email sharing with us the experience of you being sort of stalked by a person in a shopping mall. And you actually had the sharp eye to actually see and where his whereabouts, and you knew sort of like he was actually following you even up to going to the restrooms and all that. But luckily at that time you knew what to do in terms of safeguarding your safety.
I thought that was because I wanted to be independent. I thought, I don't want to depend on people. I try to be independent.
And you were alone at the time.
Yes, I was alone because I want to try. Okay, I thought, well, it's a big major shopping mall. I mean, you wouldn't expect. What can happen? I mean, a lot of people there. So I went there and I noticed he saw me because I was having a meal on my own. So he saw me on my own. So then he knew that no one was attending to me. That's why he was following me. And that was I was really traumatized because I was in a major shopping mall and there's so many people. Just imagine if I go to the restroom, the disabled restroom, there's no one there, and he come in and then drop me. No one would hear or notice what happened. But luckily I was a bit aware of my surrounding, so I asked the janitor to look for me, and I called my able-bodied friends to come and join me.
That was something that happened that you managed to prevent. What about the one that you were actually robbed? Could you share with
The
us?
one is Rob. It's not. I mean, you maintain a little trust on these people because sometimes they send you the food. So you met them about 5 or 6 times. So it's not really strangers.
Yep.
Yeah. They strikes on me only after the 5th or 6th time when I,
And this person is a familiar face, right?
Familiar face.
Delivering food. to
Yes,
you.
delivering food.
Right.
So bit chatty.
Uh-huh.
And then he was trying to get to know more about me.
So just digging information.
Digging information, to strike, waiting for
To
the
find
right
out
time.
any possible vulnerabilities.
Yes. Yes. Of course, he can saw me that I'm very vulnerable and then fragile with my condition. So.
Well, Fazli, let's talk about the main reason you're here. We're looking at basically support from community, from people at large. When we talk about people with disabilities, in your opinion, what can the authorities do in this instance? What can they do to beef up the security for people with disabilities?
Nowadays, it's not just about local authority or the government providing basic facilities for disabled. So now is the time to have you have to push up act or law that include to safeguard and to prevent crime against us. Like maybe you can include us in the local authority includes in the plan town planning.
Okay.
To help to prevent and
because at the moment you feel a bit excluded, of course.
Because the penal code of in the law is like is applied to everyone. There's
no specific law
for act or for people with disability. If you put a tougher law on those who commit crime against us, so maybe that can deter other people or to think twice before they have the intention to.
Which country would you think that is a good model for us to follow?
I think Japan would be the best. If you all know that Japan is the safest one of the countries in the world. So they have this
Persons with Disabilities
Act,
Fundamental Act.
Fundamental Act, where this their local authority will include these people PWD in every
planning of
because they interact with the local authority. They have education or safety.
Okay.
So I think if we can bring that here in Malaysia,
if we can emulate that,
emulate that,
Fazli, one other thing before we let you go, is Muscle-T available on Facebook for people to actually interact with you and talk to you?
Basically, you can just go on Facebook on the page Faz Fadila versus muscular dystrophy.
Okay.
So there we have a lot of people and a group. So if you have anything, you can just post it on there.
Okay, Faz Fadila.
Versus muscular dystrophy.
Don't worry if you missed it because we're going to post it on Facebook.
We'll post it up on our Facebook.
/hello on too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yes, and we wish you all the best, of course, and we hope that all of the persons with disabilities here in Malaysia are well taken care of.
That's true, and their safety is very much important. Now, for those of you out there, if you want to do something in terms of the community, we know what we'll post up the Facebook for Faz Fadila and look it up. Talk to them, see if you can do something to help them.
That's right.
Meanwhile, from Zamil and Nani, we're signing off for today.
We wish you a pleasant day ahead, everyone. Take care and also drive safely. Selamat berbuka puasa.
Peace out, Malaysia.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
everyone.